Hey friends, so I thought I'd continue with this drawing while I'll also talk about a few points that I feel you benefit from if you're able to play your own game. In a sense, I'll explain what I mean with playing your own game, playing my own game is. It's like a big talking point that I'm writing about, thinking about, helping other people to think about. And some people maybe would describe it as having agency, so that you know how to flow through the world without effort, in a sense. Or maybe, something can take effort, of course, but it doesn't feel like you're getting nowhere. You're feeling unstuck, in a sense. And there's a bunch of benefits of playing your own game. I have like a big list, which I have in front of me on my iPad. I'll start with the first one. By the way, the order in which I'm talking about them is not the order of importance. And some people have more need for one of these solutions or benefits than another one. Because I have like a list of 14 here, but maybe just 5 or 6 speak to you. With a few people I've gone through this list and different ones resonate with them. So I think if you're listening now, some will resonate, some won't. So anyway, I'll start with the first. You get more clarity about what you want out of life. In a sense, you'll find out what direction you can take, what feels good to you, what is aligned with you. So you know what direction to take. So and the opposite of that, like the problem that you'd be having now if you don't have clarity, is that you're directionless. So you're going in all kinds of directions, left, right, up, down, back, front, etc. But you're getting, in a sense, nowhere, or maybe you feel like you're getting nowhere, because that's one thing that's important to note. Sometimes you can feel directionless, but you are going in a direction. So having clarity on the path you took up till now is also very valuable. The second one then fits pretty close to this one, is knowing better what not to do. So you spend less energy on the things that don't bring you to the next place you want to be. For that you do need some goal, I guess, to make a decision towards something that you like, or at least know what you don't like. Then I'll go to number 3. It's a very big one, at least it has been for me and for many other folks I've been talking about. It's that you don't need to compare yourself to others or so much. Maybe you can describe it as self-confidence. Sometimes that's too broad a term. But when you know where you're going to, what you want to do, you know what things you're good at, then you don't have that much of a need to compare yourself to others, because someone else is playing their game and you're playing your game. So there's no competition really. And when you realize that, it takes a big load off your shoulders. That's been my experience. And then number 4, communicate and connect from like your intuition or your gut, instead of only your intellect or through a mask that you're keeping in front of yourself. So you'll be able to make deeper connections with people. So you'll also feel at home in the game that you're playing, like the game of life, which some people have lots of trouble with. I had, for example, that's why it's on the list probably. Some people don't, but that connection and doing that through communication, verbal or non-verbal, doesn't matter, is really important, I think. Number 5 is a broad one, overcoming your limiting beliefs. You can cut these up into like smaller pieces, like specific limiting beliefs. Some people always say to themselves, I'll never be able to write or sing or paint or dance or get that type of job or whatever. And then the question beyond that, of course, is why is that the case? Why do you think you won't be able to do that? So you need to question your limiting beliefs, and then at some point you overcome them, or you'll see them as untrue, or you'll find out what you need to do to get to the point that you secretly want to achieve. So, but you need courage for that. So I also tagged that point as under the theme of courage. Another one, this is number 6 we're on now. Stop sabotaging yourself, which is a really important one. Of course, we usually sabotage ourselves in ways we don't know. A way of sabotage that I have done and sometimes still fall into actually is that I know I am en route of doing something well, I'm achieving some form of success, and then suddenly out of the blue, at least that feels like it, out of the blue I think I should pursue a completely different goal or do something completely different. And then I'm telling the story to myself, the first thing you were doing is not that special or important or anything. And then I drop it, having wasted is too big a word for it, but I wasted some resources and energy towards the first thing I was doing. And like this has been the story of my life until I think 4 years ago, really. But it has also brought me cool things, of course, because I've had different types of work, from teaching to software engineering, marketing, writing, blacksmithing, building our own house. So lots of different things. But you get like really tired of it at some point if you can't trust yourself to keep at something. So stop sabotaging yourself. Number 7 is overthinking less. And I also put this under fearlessness and cultivating intuition. Yeah, so overthinking is, I think, induced by fear. And if you're fearful, you're trying to get control, even more control than you already try to have, which makes you stop listening to your gut and try to intellectualize everything, which doesn't help because in the end you only have so much control. So what you actually should be doing, I think, is like surrendering more to what could happen, like the thing you're fearing could happen. And then you loosen that blockade, and then you can listen to your gut, which knows like way more than you think. And then, well, you overthink less. But I think this one is the most difficult one I've dealt with. I wrote a memoir/essay about it 2 months ago, which you can read. I'll link it below. Let's go to the next one, number 8. Have more fun pursuing your goals. So playfulness, in a sense. I mean, if you're playing your own game, you should also be having fun, I think. And lots of you and me are already having fun. So maybe less people resonate with this one, but there's a bunch of people who are maybe very successful in scare quotes, in the money sense or business sense, but they're constantly suffering in a way. They're not having fun. They're like a slave master to their self. They're not having fun doing the thing they say they want to do. Number 9, more energy to follow your goals. Here a big part comes with like having good processes and habits and taking care of your health and things like that come into view as well. But you need a specific mindset for that. You need to respect yourself if you want to take care of yourself. So some people do lots for other folks, but don't count themselves as a person to take care of. So it's very important. Number 10, aligning your ambition with your life. So lots of us are pretty ambitious, but you also have people in your life that you're maybe responsible for. Like in my example, I have a wife and kids. I can't travel the world following every urge for each person to meet right away, or thing to join, or group to join, or people to talk to all the time, because I've chosen to also be a family man. So you have to align your ambition with what you want. This also goes the other way. Say that you're somewhat younger, maybe you're living at home with your parents still, and you're very ambitious, but your parents want you to, you know, or maybe fearful of you going out there in the world. Then your ambition isn't aligned with the people you live in the same house with as well. And then you have to make some choices, of course. Number 11, seeing past or integrating experiences that were difficult and try to see them in a new or wholesome way. So lots of our experiences have shaped who we are, and we can hide away those experiences, but that gets you nowhere, or even farther from where you want to go, I think, farther from playing your own game. So you have to, I think, confront them, and then at some point you'll maybe even be grateful for some experiences you've had, because they shaped you who you are now. They created the lens with which you look at the world, your unique perspective, and your unique perspective is super valuable. Number 12, feeling more relaxed and happy and playful. So it overlaps a little bit with having more fun, but it's also more like I tagged it peaceful, feeling peaceful, which is not my natural state, by the way. I'm not often very relaxed. So, but also I also feel I have less of a need to feel relaxed. So I'm not sure if that's a cope or that I know that I'm more temperamental with like Mediterranean roots maybe. But anyway, feeling more relaxed, at least peaceful, is a really important thing, because you can make better decisions from being peaceful. You'll come across more kind, you'll be more kind and compassionate, and you'll, well, I think maybe be more fun to be around. Number 13, have a sounding board for your thoughts and feelings and ambitions. So cultivating a friendship or companionship with other folks that think or feel similar as you. Because if you're playing a game and you're completely alone in the game, it's kind of boring. It's fun to have friends who are playing maybe a similar game or in the same game world as you are. And it's also like you have like cheerleaders for the things you're doing in life. So say you're writing something, they can cheer you on, but can also give feedback that actually comes from a place which resonates, because they know what the thing is that you want to achieve, and they can give honest feedback in a kind manner. And the last one, living and working from your strengths and your passion. I tagged it empowerment. You feel empowered to do what you want to do. In a game sense, you could maybe say it as like, what are your superpowers, and that you can use them in the game world. So figuring out what your passions are and your strengths, and then actually using them to, well, go through your game, your life. I think that's very important. So these were 14 of them. I didn't get very far with the drawing. It's very intricate and detailed. I also added it to the prompt of this Mid-Journey coloring page I made. Anyway, that's it for today. Let me know which one of these in the list resonates a lot with you. And if you want to talk more about them, just shoot me a message. I always want to hear about folks thinking about these things. So, thank you. Bye-bye.